I heard that. Good evening, one and all, and welcome to tonight's edition of I Heard That. I'm your VibeMistress, Stephanie Renée, joined, as always, by my co-hostess with the mostess, Shareese. And our theme this evening is Yacht Rock Redux. We have had quite the debate, we should say, among our friend groups. Even the term yacht rock, let alone who comprises it and what the music is and how much we love it. But we think since the first time that we broached this subject that we have made some conversions among some of you who were skeptical before we went into it.
We did. But not even converts, but just people who realize that they actually love yacht rock. You already loved it. You just didn't know that it was, a part of this grouping of songs. That's all.
Absolutely. And I suppose I should also say happy Black History Month to those of you who are tuning in. We keep it Black around here most of the time, but and it might seem strange to start Black History Month with yacht rock. However, part of our conversation tonight is about who falls within the category. And as far as I'm concerned, a conversation that we began with our last show talking about the demise of MTV, about segregated airwaves and how these categories very often do not do our people justice in terms of exposure, in terms of the possibilities of banking on their name, their image, their sound, in the same way that other quote unquote mainstream artists do. And the reason why this conversation is very appropriate tonight is because just this past Sunday, we saw the Grammy Awards. And in my estimation, I think this is probably one of the most equitable Grammys that I have ever seen, because there was no one person overall that walked away with everything. And the level of, I guess, seniority in the industry, the level of appeal in terms of different styles of music or whatever, almost everybody got a little something on Sunday, which was really encouraging to see.
Yeah.
Because we know it is not all that way. And so I sort of feel obligated very quickly, for those of you who are tuning in with us tonight, to say, just in case you are not familiar with how this goes, we know about, there will not be any more, unfortunately, MTV Music Awards. But for the other big award shows, Grammys are voted on by voting members of the Academy. So peers, so people who have actual credits in these various categories, like proven recordings in these various styles, or credited on the projects themselves, which allow people to vote in very particular categories. I can't go in and vote for classical I can't go in saying that I'm a classical artist unless I have credits in classical. But once you're a member of the Academy, you vote on everything. So we need to be clear that that's what the Grammys are about. Billboard is about sales.
Sales, yeah.
So it's like, well, no, I should say Billboard is actually airplay. So, when they say the top 100, it's who the radio stations are playing. American Music Awards are about sales.
Right. Okay.
So, there are artists who will like kind of run the table, as they say in horse racing, because they've had that kind of year. Right. So in terms of sales, in terms of streams, listens, radio airplay, that's all you hear all day, every day. And so that's that kind of thing. The Grammys are not that. And this year absolutely proved that, because Nate Smith winning for alternative jazz. I'm trying to think who else. Tame Impala, who, credit to my cousin Jaden, I was not familiar until he talked to me about Tame Impala, and I was like, oh, I like this music. So like electronica, kind of dancey.
Okay.
PJ Morton winning for a contemporary gospel album. Like,
nice.
These artists that we know and love, but are not the ones who are going to be out here in the hot 10 at 10 run all day, every day.
Right.
They won this year. And so I think there's been some intentionality to the Grammy and the Academy, who they're letting in and who's actually voting. That is evidenced in how all this went down. But we are employing a new, we've hinted at this for a while, but tonight is the first night, per Shareese's very stern suggestion, and she's 100% right, that there's some of you who hang out in our chat and have been like really, really active in sharing information and just bringing joy in the chat. And y'all are doing this. I was like, y'all are doing this. Yay. Congratulations, Tasha Wana.
Congratulations, Tasha Wana.
Oh, all kinds of things going on. And so, we love y'all. We always encourage you to be in the chat and let us know that you're here and that you're enjoying what we're doing. But some of you also come with particular bodies of expertise that we like to make use of and putting it on the screen so we can share background information on songs and what have you. And then look, here you go, Sharon.
Sharon knows she's still in denial of her of genre. Don't even worry about Sharon.
But we always want to appreciate your knowledgeable selves. And so now we are going to invite you to be with us on screen to talk about some of this wonderful music that we share with you each episode, and particularly following the Grammys, and a tribute where, for me, myself personally, I turned off the TV after this particular memorial tribute happened, because I was like, what else can they do? I don't need to see anything else. Nothing else. I have seen what I came to see. They did an excellent job, and now I can turn the TV off before they spoil it.
Right.
So that is what I did. But in this conversation about Yacht Rock, there is a way for us to acknowledge some of these personalities that we lost last year, but also talk about the evolution of the art form. And that is why we are happy to let you all know and let you see firsthand that our special guest coming out of the chat and onto the screen to share with us this evening is someone you know and love, you regulars. So welcome, Thomasina.
Hello, everybody. Hey, ladies, thank you so much.
Oh, listen, we are happy to have you. And especially once you shared what your song picks were going to be, I was like, oh, that's how we got to start. You are setting us up for the conversation that we want to have musically this evening, because the tribute that I was just speaking about incorporated so many of our soulful, like, legends, contemporary and classics, in the art form to show some love to Roberta Flack and D'Angelo. So talk a little bit about that from your perspective, just what you witnessed on that stage.
I just thought the tribute was absolutely brilliant. I love all of the collaborators that Lauryn Hill pulled in. I love the spotlight on his keys. I love them utilizing his voice in a couple of the songs. I love her shout outs to the Vanguard and Marcus Miller.
Yes.
There were so many just wonderful things. I was screaming at my TV, like, you better go, Lauryn. But they just all did the thing. And I love that Raphael gave his own singular shouts out to his brother, Dwayne.
Yes.
But they also did, if you notice, they had both of them and John Forte on the big screen.
Yes.
During that performance. Because I was wondering, where was Angie during the main thing when Reba McEntire performed?
Yeah.
But they saved her for the end. So I just thought it was really well done, really well produced.
Yeah, I agree. I don't, we have had so many disappointing tributes over the years for huge stars.
Yes.
So for them to be careful with this one, and I still don't know who officially executive produced that segment, because that segment felt different from other things that happened during the telecast, right? So there was some intentionality to who they invited, who said yes, and how they put that together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I still want I want the liner notes for who did that segment.
I swear I was like, I feel like Wyclef might have done the producing of that segment, and he knew who. It takes somebody who has that kind of expertise. You can't just leave it to the show producer. You can't. There's no way. And then putting Lauryn as the MC of the segment, bringing people out, it was like automatically you had credibility because who you had leading the way and bring the people out, and it was seamless.
It was
seamless. Like, you think about it, there's like 20 people in one segment, and it was as if they had rehearsed this for months.
Well, listen, it was like an all black We Are the World, because I was like, not only were they fabulous voices, like there was not a dud among them. Like I said, we've seen some tributes where we're like, why? There was not a dud among them, but the people that they chose were so great. And listen, they kept calling names, and I was like, what?
Yes.
So I just, for those of you who did not see it in real time, get thee to YouTube after our show.
Absolutely.
And look for the tribute, just so you can see this. But we can gush about this for a while, but it's best that we now move into the music. And again, we got Thomasina right here at the top of the show, because the songs that she picked feed right into this particular acknowledgement and into how we come to understand the Black role in what we know as yacht rock. So we mentioned one of our fallen heroes, and this song ties them both together. The one that we're leading off with, Thomasina. So come on and bring it in.
Absolutely. So I just saw a little intro, Shareese. I told Stephanie earlier, blame my OCD and my type A personality, but this 1974 hit is frequently cited as a staple of the yacht soul movement and has inspired multiple covers. It was written by singer, songwriter, producer, and political activist Eugene McDaniels, who was storied to have written it in 45 minutes. It is the lead single for the 1975 album of the same name, and became this legendary, you already said Roberta Flack. So it became Roberta Flack's third single to top the Billboard 100, after which Atlantic Records offered her a 5-year contract, reportedly the most lucrative ever signed at the time by a female artist. This song was released in June, and by September had accrued enough advance retail orders to guarantee gold status upon the album's November release. With a stellar list of studio musicians, the track also included Patty Austin and Denise Williams on background vocals. And this song choice, like Stephanie said, was inspired by Lauryn Hill and her collaborators and their Beautifully Perfect tribute. The late artist D'Angelo, who also covered, I'm speaking, of course, of Feel Like Making Love, Lover's Anthem.
And let me just say, y'all, we talked about the Super Bowl when we first came on. There are really no commercial breaks for you to get up and leave, particularly not with this song. This song isn't even 3 minutes long. So I suggest y'all, go grab your little snack or your drink or whatever it is that you're going to have with us and get bunkered in for today's show, because it's going to go by fast, but it's all great music. Yes. And now here's Miss Roberta.
Strolling in the park, watching winter turn to spring, walking in the dark, seeing lovers do their thing. Ooh, that's the time I feel like making love to you. Like making dreams come true. Oh, baby, when you talk to me, when you're moaning sweet and low, when you're touching me and my feelings start to show. Feel like making love to you. That's the time. Feel like making dreams come true. Oh, baby, in a restaurant, holding hands by candlelight. Wanting you with all my might. Ooh, that's the time. I feel like making love to you. That's the time. I feel like making dreams come true. Oh, baby. Strolling in the park, watching winter turn to spring, walking in the dark, seeing lovers do their thing. Ooh, that's the time. I feel like making love to you. That's the time. Feel like making dreams come true. I heard that.
Whew, I got a lot of switches to flip tonight. But listen, I love that song.
Yes.
And part of the other moment of I'm going to shed a little thug tear to the Grammy tribute was they get to Killing Me Softly. They started, of course, the traditional way, and then they go to the Fugees way. By this time, Wyclef is on stage, and all of those 20-somethings, not our peer group, because we know that it was 20-somethings
yes,
who were on their feet all singing along. I'm like, this is the power of the culture.
That's right.
This is what happens when you record a classic. This is what happens when somebody very tenderly and respectfully redoes a classic, and a whole new generation becomes familiar with the music, and they all love it because that place was on their feet. I mean, you know, we're watching in relative real time.
Right.
So I wonder how purposefully they had to settle the room back down. Because like I said, I turned off the TV after that. So I don't know what happened after that. But I cannot imagine. I would have been so hyped. I probably would have had to leave the room for a minute just to kind of get myself together. I don't know. I would have been able to sit right back down and go, okay.
No way. I got to stand up a little bit longer. Walk around or something. That's
and did you notice?
That's energy to just sit back down. How do you settle back down? Sit down? Settle? I need to go somewhere. First of all, that's the reason why in a moment like that, I would have been at the top of my lungs because that energy got to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In that moment, I'm screaming like I got a mic. Right. Like I'm in the studio right now. That's me because that energy at that point at the end, the energy was crazy in that room. I'm sure it had to be. So,
but did you notice how they ended it? There was a small tribute to Richard Smallwood because that Amen was from Total Praise.
Yes.
How they ended it.
Yes.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That was, it was just, I'm getting goosebumps again. Because it was, and I kept, the whole time I was just like, you know, I have not, like Stephanie said, I have not seen a tribute that's perfect before.
Perfect.
Like everything about it was amazing. And I didn't see it in real time. I saw it on YouTube and I was just like, oh my God. It's like amazing.
Yes. So they have broken it for anybody who comes after them. If anybody comes with some half-assed stuff at this point, they are going to be clowned fully.
Yep.
More than they normally are, because we wind up clowning every tribute there is. Like they know they can't get it right. We saw Tasha Wanna listed as usual, you know, the comment section be doing their thing. Listed who the producers were. They did an excellent job. Take that team to every one of these shows. Have a tribute, please.
And to their credit, though, you know, we have particular emotional ties to the Roberta Flack and D'Angelo piece of it. The Ozzy Osbourne piece, very well done. Reba McEntire, understated, elegant at the beginning to get it started. It was all really beautiful. It was just the blackishness at the end was what took it fully up over the top into immortality.
Yes.
You know,
and I have to say that I've said it before when we shared songs by Roberta Flack. She is my vocal hero because I love the people run. I love that people scat. Those are not my portions, not naturally. If you scat in your song, I'm gonna scat with you. I'm gonna learn how you did. I'm gonna do it exactly the way you did. But don't put me in front of no microphone, Stephanie. You already know the improv thing don't work for me too well. So scatting and running, that's not my thing. So here Roberta Flack is, who has just this straight tone. She just sings and beautifully. And it let me know it's okay if that's not what you do. She took what she was strongest at. And that's not to say that she couldn't scat or run. She took what she was strongest at, what really was most natural to her, and capitalized on it, and just created beautiful music that is timeless. Like again, we're talking generations now beyond when the song was originally released. And I personally Killing Me Softly, personally, I love the Fugees. I love me some Lauryn Hill, but there's nothing that touches the original for me because I just love the delicacy, the delicate nature of the song. I love hip hop. We already know this. I love me some R&B, but the way that she approached that song, the original, the same way Feel Like Making Love. I don't know. I was sitting here like, Tasha Wanna said that was her favorite song by Roberta Flack. I was like, oh, I think it might be mine too. But then I thought about the first time ever I heard Saw Your Face. Oh, and that's a good thing for me because again, she is a person who has the same kind of vocal styling that I have. I can't do the, not naturally. I mean, if I took the time, maybe I could figure it out. But I love Roberta Flack. I'm so glad that we had
look one vocalist to another. All I'm going to say to that is that figuring it out is the absolute wrong thing to do.
Well, see, there you go.
In order to get there, you have to not care. You have to trust your musicality and trust that you're just going to follow the vibe of what the musicians are giving you and just jump in and be in the moment. The minute you start overthinking it, it will take you completely out of the spirit of what scatting is all about. So, but I will leave it there.
I agree. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yes.
But I will come back to, first of all, I want to say thank you to all the people who are tuned in early today. I saw my cousin April is up in here. Hey, girl. Thank you for checking us out. My soror Janice, she's now another one of our new diehards up in here. We got all kinds of family that are checking us out today. So we thank y'all for being here with us as we get rolling in Black History Month. And so for your second selection, Thomasina, before we let you head back in and just relax and enjoy the music with everybody else. I was chuckling to myself because you know what I know.
I know what you know. I was going to mention her.
A song that features this particular person, it is usually coming from my co-host.
Well, I had wondered if she had played this particular song before. I couldn't remember. No, Stephanie?
I don't. Now, listen, I will say that when we get to a theme that we have done more than once, I don't go back through all of our shows. Okay. I only go back to the theme and see if I have played it, if my brain was in the same place. So it is possible that over the 4 years that we have played this song before, but I do not recall.
It's possible, but I didn't see it. And I since I started noting all the songs, I will search in my notes to see if it comes up, and this didn't come up. So I don't think that we played this. So
and this I laughed because this is so in the pocket of what Yacht Rock is all about.
Yeah.
So please share with us your notes.
Yes, by all means, share, Thomasina, because you already know why I love this song. But go ahead and
I know you can't wait, Shareese. So Stephanie and I had a really brief text conversation, just very, very brief, because I asked her, okay, what can I share? Because I am also a big fan of yacht soul, which Stephanie said she was going to discuss a little bit. We noticed yacht rock was coined back in 2005. But in 2018, a music journalist by the name of Rob Harvia introduced the term yacht soul, which differentiates. And Stephanie, when you mentioned earlier about, just the segments and the different classifications, there's a cultural context and a rationale behind yacht soul. So the term was popularized to give overdue recognition to Black artists who were often sidelined when the humorous yacht rock label was first coined. Today, the genre is celebrated through dedicated platforms like Sirius XM has a yacht soul channel. What is his name? I wrote it down. I'm sorry. Paul Clifford has a monthly yacht soul show on solarradio.com. So there are a bunch of people that are dedicated to this subgenre of yacht rock. So I picked still the most popish song because I wanted to fit into your format, Stephanie, because Shareese, personally, I was trying to fit a song. I'm just going to say, Tony's Wild Child is one of my favorite songs ever. Yes. And I was thinking about it because Earth, Wind, and Fire is considered one of the pioneers of yacht soul. Like when you go back, George Benson, Al Jarreau, Michael McDonald, Quincy Jones. So there are all these people, and then there are all these artists that fall into these compilations that you see consistently, like Shaka Khan and Bobby Caldwell, Patrice, all these different people. But I still picked Stephanie, a pop song, pretty much yacht rockish song. I wanted to go a little more soul. But this hit song is a title track also, and was the first release off this late legend's 6th studio solo album released in 1982. Some of y'all are going to be like, 6 solo studio album? There were 4 solo albums that were released by Motown prior to when this person left. He did a duet with another legend. Song was also chosen as a first release to ensure broad radio play. It peaked at number 2 on Billboard 100 and topped the R&B chart. It also included quintessential yacht rock musicians Jeff Porcaro on drums, Steve Lukather on guitar, and David Page on piano, all founding members of the band Toto. And I chose to also feature this one, Stephanie, because Michael Jackson has his upcoming biopic, Shareese, in April. And he duetted with the late Sir Paul McCartney, with the late Michael Jackson, duetted with Sir Paul McCartney on The Girl Is Mine.
So all of you are about to get real nostalgic. If you're old enough to remember this when it first came out, put your lighters up and just sway. We're all going to be singing along off mic. The Girl Is Mine, y'all. Here we go.
She walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. I know she's mine because the doggone girl is mine. Saying that she's yours, not mine. Sending roses and your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine. It's time. I know she'll tell you I'm the one for her, cause she said I blow her mind. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine. She's mine. She's mine. No, 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 she's mine. The girl is mine. Girl is mine. The girl is mine. Girl is mine. Girl is mine. Mine, mine. Yep, she's mine. Mine, mine. The girl is mine. Mine, mine. Yes, she's mine. Mine, mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine.
Michael, we're not going to fight about this, okay?
Paul, I think I told you, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I've heard it all before, Michael. She told me that I'm her forever lover, you know, don't you remember?
Well, after loving me, she said she couldn't love another.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said it. You keep dreaming.
I don't believe it.
No,
Lots of buttons, lots of buttons. But I just wanted to say this was, listen, Shareese, you know, I'm tripling down now that this was a great idea. And we want to thank Thomasina for being our first on-screen guest.
Thank you
for the program, and will not be the last. So all of you other regulars, the invitations will be coming. So she has set the bar for y'all. So, you know, come with good music, come with some background, and we are happy to have you all join us in this hosting position. And we are now going to release Thomasina back to just sit back and relax and listen to the music with everybody else. So thank you again.
Thank y'all so much. And can I just thank my friends Denise, Tatiana, Marla, and Carol for joining us. I see them in the comments. I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Keep coming back, ladies. Keep coming back.
Yes, please come back.
Over here. We love it here.
Excellent. All right. Take care, Thomas.
All right. Thank y'all.
And I can't take complete credit for this because my cousin Craig been yelling for us to have guests since almost the beginning. So Craig, thank you for your suggestion and continuing to get on me. Like, when you gonna start doing? And I'm like, okay, let me ask Stephanie again. So,
so yes, we listen. Sometimes it takes us a while for us to get it in the flow of things, but we listen, and we just thought that here at the top of 2026 was a perfect time to make it happen. And so we definitely thank Thomasina for bringing us all that good energy and all that good information.
Yes.
And so as we continue and get to our playlist tonight, so this very talented artist that is going to be your first song for the evening, Shareese, she was a presenter on the Grammys, and I think I am used to her mature self, like being familiar with her face, being familiar with her music and everything. Kennedy Center honors, like all these different spaces where her longevity has been recognized and everything else. Yes. What'd you say? Wait, say that again.
Broadway play.
Yes, a Broadway play, all about her catalog. But I love us featuring her in this genre because we get a chance to get a feel for her younger self when it was in the vibe, in the genre, in the general feel of what we now have come to know as yacht rock. So I'll let you take it from there.
Yes. So you're right. This is like early on in her long and storied career. Another vocalist for me who I really love the fact that she's again just sing, you know, and connecting to the listener because she's just singing, you know, and it does. I don't want to take away from people who do a lot of flourishing and all that stuff because we respond to that too. We connect to that as well. But especially in this particular song, it just strikes me as, you know, something that a conversation that you would be having with somebody that you just miss, you know, like for whatever reason, I can't get to you and you can't get to me right now. I need the space to the distance between us to shorten, you know, as soon as possible. And so I appreciate, I don't know where Craig is, but okay, Tashawana, he gonna have to get, I know he knows about the show, so
right.
Have to, you know. And I told him we were implementing his suggestion for the first time, so he better show up. But but yeah, so I appreciate Carole King. She's a very prolific songwriter, and like I just said, to the extent that there's a whole Broadway play based on her catalog of music and her story. So, but this song here, I just think is just a sweet song that, again, even though it's we're talking about yacht rock, and I want to say also that even though yacht rock kind of yacht soul had to be kind of designated as a subgenre because so many Black artists were being not recognized. If you speak to these the artists who perform and create yacht rock music, they are eager to tell you that who their influences were, and without variation in every instance, they will let you know there's R&B in there. And almost all yacht rock is soft rock, but not all soft rock is yacht rock. And yacht rock is decidedly heavy on the R&B and jazz genres. And the fact that there was such a strong Black influence on the songs is the bottom line defining factor in yacht rock. So when you hear a song that we're sharing that's not necessarily by a Black artist, you hear the soul in it. There's a bass line or some kind of driving rhythm going on in there. It's not just, rock came from Black music too, but we're about this. But yeah, so that's what I just want to, keep people's minds tuned to that.
Yes.
And my first song is by, like I said, a prolific songwriter, great, just straight singer, Carole King. And this song is So Far Away.
Yes.
So far away, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. It doesn't help to know you're just time away. Long ago I reached for you and there you stood. Holding you again could only do me good. How I wish I could, but you're so far away. One more song about moving along the highway. Can't say much of anything that's new. If I could only work this life out my way, I'd rather spend it being close to you. But you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. Doesn't help to know you're so far away. Yeah, you're so far away. Traveling around sure gets me down and lonely. Nothing else to do but close my mind. I sure hope the road don't come to own me. There's so many dreams I've yet to find, but you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? It would be so fine to see your face at my door. And it doesn't help to know you're so far away. Yeah, you're so far away. Hey, you're so far away.
I heard that.
Just Purdy.
I know.
Just Purdy.
I just love that song so much.
It's an effortless, and I mean, and for people who are unfamiliar, if you hear anybody making a comment about Carole King's catalog, the album Tapestry is the one that they will keep coming back to again and again, and that's where that song is found. So, you know, all praise is due. I loved, speaking of that Kennedy Center Honors, the connection between, I always wonder if you really make most of your bread and butter from being a songwriter instead of recording the songs yourself, how you feel when somebody takes your composition and just blows it up to the next level, because you make me feel like a natural woman.
I'm telling you.
Like what? Like, you know,
can you
the
imagine?
process of getting that in Aretha's hands and then Aretha turning it into an anthem for the ages.
Yes. Can you imagine? Like what? Yes. And doing it so effectively. Ain't nobody even trying to redo. Please don't. Just don't. Leave it alone. It's the way she did it once and one and done. No remakes necessary, please. We don't need it.
Let us not touch that song ever again.
Please
just let it be. Let it stand.
It's what it needs to be. It is given what needed to be gave.
Yes.
I'm looking at you, Mary J. Blige. I'm looking at you. Leave it alone.
That was such a specific call out. Okay.
We have suffered many losses because they be leaving studio doors open. I'm just saying that's my. I
feel you.
My girl, Mary, but please just stop doing that. Love you.
Yes, I mean part of the vibe that is so prevalent in Carole King's voice, but also the songs that she writes, is this Californianess. Where yacht rock was born, right? And part of what separates standard yacht rock from yacht soul is this airy, I mean, I hate to say whiteness, but it's a certain level of kind of cool, not really cool, kind of cool white people that can hang with black folks, but it's not a black sound. Right. That's why yacht soul is a distinct offshoot of this, because there was nobody making what is considered standard yacht rock that had what Al Jarreau could bring to a song, right? Which is why there were these other things that they mix well. Yeah, absolutely. Like you can play them back to back and it's all cool. Right. It's just not the same vibe.
It's not, but it's not. It ain't gonna be.
No,
you know what I'm saying, and so yes, so there's absolutely a reason for the distinction.
Yes,
but the influence is glaring. So that's the reason why somebody was like, not come on now, come on, because and again, the artist will tell you. Where did I get this from?
Who they were listening to? Yes,
so many songs that when I started listening. Oh, and also thank you, Thomasine. I forgot while you were on the screen with us, for inviting me to that Yacht Rock group on Facebook. Yes. Now don't be laughing, because that's what we needed.
Listen, I'm just laughing. I'm laughing A, because it exists, but B, because she invited you and you joined, and so now y'all can bask in it together.
You see. Yes, Tashawana, I agree, and specifically by that same artist. Stop it. Just stop, please. Woo.
Oh my goodness. All right. We're jumping back into the music now. I'm not going to let y'all disparage Mary J.
I love Mary J. Blige. I'm so glad that you have your career and it's spanned decades at this point. I'm glad and I'm 100% in support of you having that space in the music industry. Absolutely.
Yes.
I know.
But the reason why I'm laughing is because you know that she and Shaka had to have a come to Jesus conversation.
I know. And
over Sweet Thing.
So.
And Shaka, Shaka pulled her to the side and was like, boo, there are certain things that you can and cannot do. And this was my song first. So,
listen,
all due respect.
I know people probably think I sound crazy as hell because I her voice making my ears bleed, but I love the fact that I know I sound crazy to y'all, but I love Mary J. Blige. I don't feel the same about her voice. I love her, and I'm so glad that she has had a career that has spanned 3 decades.
Yes.
3. It might be. Is it 4? No, got to be 3.
It's 3. No, it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad, so don't get me wrong. I understand. And the reason, because it was more than her vocals that got her through these decades.
Yes.
So trust me, I get it. I love her. Yes.
Y'all ain't got no sense. This is why we love you, and we know we can count on y'all to cut up in the chat. We can count on it.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Tasha. You get me. You get what I'm saying.
All right, listen. I'm going back. So I know that I have played a selection from my next artist before. It might have even been this song. It was definitely from this album because this album is so solidly set in the yacht rock era.
Okay.
But I know a lot of you had said you were unfamiliar with him. And so I wanted to bring him back in this conversation about yacht rock because his voice and his style is solidly in what we consider to be yacht rock because it is very sort of white bread. And at the same time, it's got that soulfulness. And y'all know I'm on record for if you are an excellent lyricist, I am with you. Yeah. I am with anybody who does good wordplay, good rhyme scheme, the tongue-in-cheek things that you need to know in order to get it. I am all for it. And this particular album is one that I fell in love with in high school because one of my very dear friends had an older cousin who would listen to this on cassette in his car, riding us around. So basically, I got it secondhand from hanging out with them, him chaperoning us to whatever little things we were doing as teenagers. Mm-hmm. But this album was released in 1976. So like I say, we are solidly in yacht rock era with this. And people have likened his voice to Kermit the Frog. And, it's kind of there, I'm saying. But if you look at the catalog across the years of one Michael Franks, I guarantee you that you will be toe tapping and booty shaking to at least one of his selections because they've got a quality, they got a thing that is just beautiful to me. This particular album, The Art of Tea, has several songs that I have run into the ground. This is one of those cassettes that I owned that by the time it gave up the ghost, there was no writing on either side. You had to just kind of put it in and hope that it was side A or side B, depending on what you wanted to hear at the time, because all of the writing rubbed off the cassette. It was just done. And then I bought it on CD. So I had to replace it because that's what we do. So Michael Franks, for those of you who are unfamiliar, The Art of Tea, 1976. And this song is just clever and fun. It's called Monkey See, Monkey Do.
locked us up, Peaches. We're locked inside this zoo. Your bananas get thrown at me and mine get thrown at you. Every night we fuss and fight like Arabs and like Jews. I guess love is always just. Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Would I lie to you? Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Do, do, do. Do you want my love, Peaches? Or do you want my rage? Or do you merely like to see me shake my cage? Your papayas get thrown at me and mine get thrown at you. I guess love is always just. Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Would I lie to you? Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. But one day you will. I'm gonna jump and stumble and eat the jungle until I've had my fill. Then you'll learn the truth, Peaches. 1 and 1 ain't 2. 1 and 1 is 1 and love is. Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do. Would I lie to you? Love is monkey see and monkey do. That's all it is, Peaches. Love is monkey see and monkey do.
I heard that. So part of what we have joked about, but is a standard feature of most yacht rock music, is the saxophone solo.
Yes.
So I hope that as that came in, y'all were like, oh yeah, there you go. It goes along. Now, Michael Franks just does not get the same kind of love that other artists are that are cemented in this genre. So I'm waving the banner for him and his music tonight, because it's really good. It has been consistently good over the years. His first album was more country-ish, like Kenny Loggins, right? And then they find a soulful flow, and that's where they take root. And so, Michael Franks should be in the yacht rock conversation.
He is. He is.
Absolutely. Well, I'm listening. So we are halfway through our set list, because we have had a great time with our first on-screen guest tonight, Thomasina, setting the stage for us with the music that we are sharing with you all. We are back on that yacht rock tip, and we are loving the music and sharing it with you all. And I laughed when I saw, when I went to go looking for a photo to go along with the song for this next act, because looking at the name, I thought it was a person, And then it turned out that it was a band.
Yeah.
And listen, we have joked about people's appeal and what makes folks fan of them. You will laugh when you see this photo, Shareese, because I was like, they look like they rolled out of bed after a frat party and just said, okay, we're taking a picture for the album or whatever it was for, the promo photo.
Right.
Like, these are the most normal looking dudes from the 70s ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's funny because I thought it was an artist too, and the name, I was like, this song, I don't understand, you know. I first heard this song listening to the Sirius XM Yacht Rock station. And when I heard it, I could have sworn it was Tavares. I just knew it was Tavares. Maybe GQ, maybe, but Tavares immediately jumped in my head because they played Tavares on that station too. So the song I didn't know about, and I looked and I was like, who is this guy? And turns out it's a whole band. But I wanted to go away from the slow songs. My songs were kind of slow, and I was like, I need something more up tempo, at least one song. And so this is one that I love. Again, it puts me in the mindset of heaven must be missing an angel. A lot of that's another thing, that a lot of songs that I listen to that are not by Black artists in the yacht rock genre remind me of a song. You see what I'm saying? That the song
that's not by accident.
Yeah, the song that we just played by Michael Franks reminds me of I had it when I was listening. I was like, that sound like Bill Withers. I can't think of the song now.
Okay.
Oh, not Bill Withers. Use me till you use me.
Gotcha. Yep. I can see that.
So like I a lot of times I'm listening to these songs and I'm like, that sound like such and such. But this song here, which y'all may not have heard it before, unless I know Thomasina probably heard it because we hear. It'll put you in the mind of Tavares. This is not Tavares. This is a whole band called Pablo Cruz, and the song is called "What You Gonna Do."
Yes, I was gonna say this was new for me too, y'all. So let's ride the wave.
Yeah, it's a good song. Y'all gonna like it.
Well, you better check it out before it goes, yeah. 'Cause you might not be seeing things just the way you should, and you don't recognize what everybody knows. What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she is gone? And all at once, you're ready to hang it up. 'Cause things didn't turn out the way you planned. Oh, and all your friends, they
I heard that.
Now, I suppose I should clarify, because if you had a gun to my head and $1 million in a suitcase and asked me to name the group, I would either be dead or broke. Because I would not have been able to do that. But I was familiar with the chorus. It was one of those things, like, as I listened to the song, I was like, oh, I know this.
Right? Yeah. I'm telling you, when he started with that first verse, I just knew it was Tavares.
Well,
I just knew it.
I was chuckling to myself because of the wailing, some of the wailing in the vocals. I was like, yeah, y'all, who were y'all listening to and trying to imitate?
Exactly.
But you see what I mean about the picture? I was like, dude, a Disneyland shirt.
Right. That's probably where they were. And he had to buy a sweatshirt. Take that picture because whatever he had on was jacked up.
Listen, all I could think of when I saw him was Wayne's World.
Yeah.
It just like, I was like, that's that trucker hat, that whole vibe.
Hair.
So yes, Pablo Cruz, y'all. Now you know.
AKA Baby Tavares.
Exactly. Well, you're going to be very familiar. If you listen to any Yacht Rock, you're going to be familiar with the voice of my next artist, even if you're not necessarily familiar with his name, because in any conversation about Yacht Rock, there is one group that is the holy grail of what created the sound, and that is Steely Dan. And so all of the things that Steely Dan represented in the industry in terms of their perfectionism, their heavy reliance on Michael McDonald vocals, like most of the music in the genre does, the musicianship that they sought from themselves and from anybody else in this rotating cast of characters that they had in the studio with them, was just all very much cementing what we know as the Yacht Rock sound. But that doesn't mean they were the nicest people or easiest people to get along with. And so, as happens with most groups, it lasts for a while and then people break up. A lot of times they come back together after they work out some things. But sometimes people have to go their own way, or maybe at a particular time, people are not able to move within the group space as they once did because their artistic vision for what they're trying to do is a little different. Outcast, this isn't just rock bands. This isn't just R&B ensembles. It happens with everybody. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people break out on their own, and we've talked about this with the members of Genesis for sure. And what they come back with is excellent. Right. And such was the case with Donald Fagen. And so for all of the Steely Dan catalog that I love, I wanted to move a little later in the evolution to Donald Fagen's solo activities. And so this song, most people are familiar with. You might even know the acronym that everybody says when they refer to this song. The actual title is International Geophysical Year. But of course, the radio DJs weren't going to say all that. So it is known by the initials. This is IGY.
Okay.
Under stars and stripes we can tell this dream's in sight. You've got to admit it at this point in time that it's clear the future looks bright. On that train, all graphite and glitter, undersea by rail. 90 minutes from New York to Paris. Well, by 76 we'll be A-OK. What a beautiful world this will be. What a glorious time to be free. What a beautiful world this will be. What a glorious time to be free. Get your ticket to that wheel in space while there's time. The fix is in. You'll be a witness to that game of chance in the sky. You know we've got to win. Here at home we'll play in the city. Howard by the sun. Perfect weather for a streamlined world. There'll be spandex jackets, one for everyone. What a beautiful world this will be. What a glorious time to be free. What a beautiful world this will be. What a glorious time to be free. Woo.
yes to that song. I love it.
Yes. Well, so there are a couple of things. First, yes, I know I'm lower to the ground. I'm tired of fighting with the damn chair. So I just adjusted everything down and I'm just going to be low because the air shock in my chair is not working with me right now. It was fine for the first half hour, 45 minutes of the show. And since then, it's just so we're going with it. But for those of you who did not know what IGY was really all about, I'm going to share with you from Wikipedia.
Okay.
The International Geophysical Year, IGY, also referred to as the Third International Polar Year, was an international scientific project that lasted from July 1st, 1957 to December 31st, 1958. It marked the end of a long period during the Cold War when scientific interchange between East and West had been seriously interrupted. 67 countries participated in IGY projects, although one notable exception was mainland People's Republic of China, which was protesting against the participation of the Republic of China, Taiwan. East and West agreed to nominate the Belgian Marcel Nicolet as Secretary General of the Associated International Organization. So they were studying all kinds of things: meteorology, oceanography, radiation, seismology. So all of the things that make the Earth go, basically. And so this goes back to what I was saying before about how people who would write that song over such super nerdisms. This man somehow found himself inspired and gave us that song. That was really about this idea of us traveling across boundaries, right? Like getting to know each other better. What a beautiful world it would be if we could all get along and share resources, like this kind of thing. But that translated into that song. So,
and I would like to point out that Donald Fagen has the same. He would be Bob Dylan if Bob Dylan could sing.
How about that?
Bob Dylan's voice didn't sound absolutely horrible. And now again, that's another. Listen, I know y'all. I know y'all. I know. Here she go again. I'm just saying. But if he had a good voice, this is how it would sound. You know what I mean? And Donald Fagen's voice ain't like earth shattering, but it's perfect for his style of writing. And
I will say it is clear as a bell, though, right?
Exactly.
So it is an unwavering tone. When he decides how those notes go together, when he sings it, that is precisely how it comes out, and I love that.
Me too. I love it. But Bob Dylan, if the voice was good, he and Donald Fagen would be voice twins.
Well, we have now come to our final two selections of the evening. And I know that we have featured this group before because of their big hit, their crossover hit that every Quiet Storm, every Black station in America played their big hit. But this song was also popular. And so if you know them and love them, then you know this song and you'll be able to sing along as well.
Yes. So I shared their big hit when we did Yacht Rock the first time.
Yes.
And their songs are like, just wonderful to me. Very R&B inspired. Very. You're gonna always find a nice strong bass line in there, so it makes sense. But I mean,
wait, that's not what made me laugh. I mean, that made me chuckle. That's what made me laugh.
No, it was them was the funny ones, not the regular ones.
Yes, he was a doobie.
Yes.
An unofficial doobie brother.
Exactly. But okay, so so I played You're the Biggest Part of Me by Ambrosia during our initial original first of many Yacht Rock episodes. because I really do love this group. Like I really do. I mean, I really do like them. They are such a soulful delivery, and so and soulful, and like, you know, like just groove, like it's a nice groove to their music. So this song here is another one that I knew the song. First of all, I first really heard the song during those late night album commercials that they used to play.
Yes.
And I hear the little, that first piece of the chorus. And so then when I started listening to the Yacht Rock station, and I'm usually listening to it in my car, so I'm able to kind of listen. I'm listening to lyrics more intently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's a good song. Like, I like this song. So, and that's how a lot of songs that I've become familiar with because of the radio station. I'm like, they really, again, well, we're talking about the 70s and the 80s anyway, so they were really big on lyrical content during that time. So yeah, the songs really meant something, which adds to the musical, the composition as well, and the harmonies and everything. So this is again one of my favorite Yacht Rock groups, Ambrosia. This song is How Much I Feel.
Yes. And listen, I hope y'all have soundproof walls, because, you know, some of y'all are going to sing this at the top of your lungs when it comes on. So, you know, just warn your people that it's about to be a situation.
Yes.
Started of you thinking that I had been untrue, but if you think that we'd be better parted, it's gonna hurt me, but I break away from you. Well, just give me the sign, I will be gone, yeah. That's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I need, well, I need your touch. How much I need, I live for your loving. That's how much, that's how much. I'm dreaming of the togetherness that seems to believe in me. Oh no, give it all and then I'll give some more. If you would only love me like you have before. Oh, take hold of my hand, nothing going on. I got a wife now, years we've been going strong. Oh no, there's just something that I got to say. Sometimes we make love, I still can see your face. Just try to recall when we were as one. That's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I need your love. How much I live for your love. That's
I heard that. If y'all hear something odd, it is my dog snoring. It is not me. I just need to put that out there in advance, because he is slipping into that snoring like a grown man thing. You know, we're at that part of the evening. But but listen, what is it about little white dudes with big afros that makes them sing like that?
Hey, listen,
Because you know it was pretty consistent for that part, for that era, that if they were a little short white dude with a big afro, that they had soul in their voice.
Yeah, the soul is in the afro. We did not know. Hello.
Okay, that's what it is. I get it. It's like Samson, like the strength is in the hair. Okay, okay. Well, that brings us to my final selection of the evening. And for those of you who don't know, if this is your first time tuning in, that Shareese and I develop our playlists separately. And then I find a flow between the songs that gives us the arc of the evening. But since Thomasina let us off tonight with her selections and the background information that she gave for her music, it ended up being a perfect full circle around to this one as we think about the soulfulness of yacht rock, because Thomasina mentioned that in this subgenre that people accept of yacht soul, one of the common denominators of a lot of the music that is included in that area is the production genius of the late, great Quincy Jones. And there, between the session musicians that he selected to come into the studio and play with the artists that he produced, these people that he trusted could create this music in such a way where it was infectious and it was long lasting and all of the things. There were some people who were staples of that era, and they recorded on their own. As you heard, the Picaro brothers, they had Toto. They had their whole other outfit, yet they came in and they lent their genius to Off the Wall and Thriller from Michael Jackson. Yeah. And Shareese and I very often talk about Thunder Thumbs and the bass playing that is featured in so many. So when you said bass line for Ambrosia, I was like, well, this is a perfect segue into what I'm doing. So the song I'm going to share with you is definitely Yacht Soul because of their version of this song. I know that most people have never heard the original, that their take was duplicating. So I'm going to play a little bit of the original for you, just so you have some context for the difference between, in some cases, yacht rock and yacht soul. And particularly because the artist that originally sang this song, wrote and sang it, mind you, is from the Bay Area, right? Which is where this whole yacht rock vibe originated. He had a name that if you had to guess, you would have thought he was black, because what white dude do you know named Shuggie Otis? And I don't know if that's what his mama named him. I didn't look it up.
First of all, I don't know no black dude's name, no Shuggy Otis.
Shuggy Otis, right? You would not expect that would be a white man. But this song you're very familiar with, and I'm just going to play a little bit of it so you could hear where it started, so you can have a better appreciation for where it went. Okay? So here's just a little taste.
Hello, my love, I heard a kiss from you. Red magic satin playing here too. All through the morning rain, I guess the sun doesn't shine. Rainbows and waterfalls run through my mind. In the garden, I see was purple shower bells and tea.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and fade it out, right? So it's a good song regardless, right?
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's catchy. However, there is something to be said when soulfulness gets a hold of something that is very straight.
Yeah.
And it bends it. It molds it. It gives it a little dose of funk.
Yeah.
And a feeling that changes the way it hits you. So when we talk about soul music, and again, you see me, this is Black History Month. So when we talk about soul music hits you in a spiritual place. It changes the way you interact with the world, right? There is a visceral response to the music that is not necessarily found in things that just move in a relatively straight line.
Right.
So we now give a shout out to George and Louis Johnson, otherwise known as the Brothers Johnson.
Yes.
In the capable production hands of the late, great, legendary king of all things musical, as far as I'm concerned, Quincy Jones.
Yes.
And we are going to hear how they took that you just heard, that little piece of, and turned it into the classic that we know in the R&B and soulful worlds as Strawberry Letter 23.
Yes.
Hello, my love, I heard a kiss from you. Red magic satin playing near too. All through the morning rain I gave, the sun doesn't shine. Rainbows and waterfalls run through my mind. In the garden I see west purple shower bells and tea. Orange birds and river cousins dressed in green. Pretty music I hear, so happy and loud. Blue flowers echo from a cherry cloud. Feel sunshine sparkle pink and blue. The playgrounds will laugh if you try to ask, or is it cool? Is it cool? If you arrive and don't see me, I'm gonna be with my baby. I'm free. Fly on over the sea. Stained window, yellow candy screen. See speakers of kites with velvet roses, big and freedom flies. A present from are setting for you. I heard that.
I just had to take a moment because, y'all, before we even get to where they blacked out in the bridge with the guitar riff and the bass, them doing their thing. Do you all now have a deeper appreciation for what Quincy style background vocals can do to totally change the texture of a song?
Yes.
Those ahs took that straight sailing down the riverboat song into a whole other spiritual realm.
Yes.
That is the genius of the man, along with the good bones of the original song. Whoo, y'all.
So let me put a little bit of respect on Shuggie Otis' name, just a little bit, real quick. Real quick. His name's Shuggie Otis. That's first of all.
Right. Let's just exactly how it sounds is how it's spelled. Shuggie. Shuggie Otis.
Yes. And so Shuggie still around. Shuggie's still here. Still making music and everything. Shuggie is still going at it. Okay, he's still doing his thing. Now Shuggie had black in him, so that's probably where the Shuggie part came from. Yeah, his mother was African American and Filipino. His father was Greek, and his father was an R&B performer and band leader. So, and he was pretty influential in the industry.
Wait. I want to pause for just a second and remember what we were saying about ambrosia. So if his father was Greek, 9 times out of 10, his father was a little dude with a fro. I'm just saying.
Well, his father, now the pictures I saw his father, he had it slicked down, but he probably was, it might have been an afro if he didn't slick down.
Exactly.
He might have slicked down his afro because Shuggie
had a fro.
Yeah, Shuggie, but if Shuggie had the Prince fro, the one that was kind of down, it wasn't out, it was down here, but it was still a fro. Yeah, Shuggie, So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Shuggie name makes sense because he had some black in him, and it makes sense that he was a musician because he came from a musical lineage with his father, who was Johnny Otis was Shuggie's daddy, and he was
Johnny Otis, but he's Greek.
Yes. Oh, he wasn't. Well, okay. He wasn't born Johnny. He changed his name.
Giannis. He's Giannis Otis.
He was born. Listen, now I'm trying to put names up. Okay. I appreciate Johnny because Loannis Alexandris Veliotes. Oh, see, now I'm giving it a Spanish. I know Spanish accent. I don't know Greek accent, but that's his name. Loannis
Okay. Veliotes. Okay.
Johnny, like I
it's
said,
all making lots of sense now. Yes.
Man named Johnny. Okay. That's all I got for him. And yes, and so his son Shuggy is the one who wrote and still and Shuggy's still around. Shuggy is still around, and his name is Johnny Shuggy. He was born Johnny Alexander Veliotes Jr. That ain't hardly his junior name because we are. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I was gonna say there's so much. It's not even coming from his father, but there's so much of this that
like,
just had the black. It has the black on it, so it's just hilarious. But let me not laugh too hard because black and Filipino, he could legit be my cousin. so I'm just saying.
Take a look at him. Take a look. It's some. He melanated.
I will also say that the one person that I know in contemporary times that name checks him as an influence all the time is Raphael Sadiq. So, and again,
you're right.
It's that Bay Area that
right.
It's in there. So I'm just saying.
Yes, and he's a bass player. Sure. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense.
Yep. All those things. So, so I'm glad that we have had this ride. So y'all like to scandalize our names when we say Yacht Rock. But within the context of Yacht Rock is a whole bunch of goodness that we had a chance to share another little snippet of it with you this evening. So Shareese, if you would go back through, and for the people that were not with us at the top of the program, let them know what we shared today.
Yes. And Craig, you late. You missed your whole suggestion that you've been suggesting since the show doggone started. You missed it. Now you got to go watch the replay so you can see what we did. Okay. So we started with Feel Like Making Love by Roberta Flack from her the album of the same title. That was released in 1975. And then we had The Girl Is Mine from Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney from the Thriller album that was released in 1982.
And both of those songs were brought to us by?
Both of those songs were brought to us by the gem dropper Thomasina, who is now back in the comment section, but was definitely on screen with us, giving us the good background music, good background information on both of those songs. And we had a really good conversation too. You missed it, Greg. You missed it. So then we started with my song. When we got into our regularly scheduled program, and Stephanie did all that talking. And we started with So Far Away by Carole King from her Tapestry album of 1971. Then we went to Monkey See, Monkey Do by Michael Franks from his The Art of Tea album released in 76. And then we had What You Gonna Do by Pablo Cruz. Their album A Place in the Sun had that song on it that was released in 1977. And Pablo Cruz is a band and not an individual.
Not a person. Yes.
Then we had IGY, Intergalactic Year, something like that. Donald
International Geophysical Year.
Like I said, from Donald Fagen. That was from his album The Nightfly, which he released in 1982. How Much I Feel from Ambrosia, my boys. Released from their Life Beyond LA album of 1978. And we finished with Strawberry Letter 23, the Brothers Johnson rendition, produced by the one and only Quincy Jones, from their Right on Time album of 1977. And I would have to suggest that you get all of the Brothers Johnson album. I'm telling you, I don't know what made me I don't know what it might have been. Strawberry Letter 23. It might have been something else. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll Be Good to You. I don't know. But I wound up getting like a bunch of their albums. I feel like there's one I don't have. But when you hear the fact that I'm always impressed by artists who can have like instrumental songs, and I wind up learning the instrumental. That's what you're going to do with the Brothers Johnson, particularly because of Thunder Thumbs on the bass. Like, it's crazy what he was able to do. And there's a reason why when people talk about bass players, although he was part of the duo, they always pull him out to drop his name because he was just amazing as an artist. Again, pointing out that Strawberry Letter 23 by the Brothers Johnson was a cover. The original was from Shuggie Otis. The album is Freedom Flight that he released in 1971. So he released it 8 years before the Brothers Johnson came and redid it and totally changed the whole color of the song. Well, with Quincy Jones at the helm. So that's it. We had a lot of songs, good songs of Yacht Rock. Now, nobody can claim they don't love Yacht Rock at this point, Sharon included.
Yes, and I want people to take note of this distinction. Now, I can go on either side of the fence and do very often when it comes to yacht rock or yacht soul. But we want you to appreciate the artists that are in yacht rock. There was a lot of great music that's released that's considered like the standard of what yacht rock is all about. But when Black folks understood the main objective of it and then sprinkled some extra sugar on the sound, it became yacht soul, because these songs can very easily fit in the vibe, but it's just a little extra stank on it that gives it the blackness, that gives it the enough of it where people who were inclined to segregate it would say this is its own thing, not over here in the main category. And I will say again and again that when we create genre, when we create these categories for music, it's the reason why I have a whole film about this. No such thing as neo soul. When we call a thing something that isn't already standard conversation, it does not generally work for our benefit.
Right.
It generally puts shackles on it, puts brackets around it, makes it seem like it's this smaller, less significant thing over here, instead of the standard bearer for the culture at that moment, instead of building on the legacy that came before it and just giving it a new vibe for the current era. But neo soul is just soul music, period. Point blank, the end. And we, especially at a time where forces are working hard to erase our legacy, our history, we can't allow them to box us off and separate us, because that's the way you make a thing die. We need to wrap our arms around all of this history and culture, claim it all, because we were in it. We were a part of all of it, leaders in it, and make sure that people do not get a chance to X out our names and our connection to all of that history, politically, culturally, socially, all the things. We've been here. We've been doing it. We've been trend setting in this stuff.
Yes.
We are the history.
Right. And that's the reason why I appreciate the artists, the yacht rock artists, because they always consistently express that they are influenced. So yacht rock is influenced by yacht soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. The originators are the yacht soul artists, and then yacht rock came from that influence.
Yes. Show enough. So we have loved you. Thank you for the new folks who tuned in tonight. And it doesn't matter what got you here. We hope that this will not be the last time that you come hang out with us, listen, learn, enjoy the good vibes that we bring. And Lord willing, we do this every other Tuesday here on Facebook, on YouTube, and then we rebroadcast. So audio only is now being rebroadcast on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., from 10 a.m. to noon in rotation on Soul Sanctuary Radio. And we have a Mixcloud page. You can follow us there, subscribe to us there, and you get access to all of this stuff whenever you want it, on demand. Right. And that's how we are doing it in the 2-6. We are going to continue to pour into this idea of uplifting our place in cultural history and inviting you to contribute to it. This is one way you do that. soul-sanctuary.net is the headquarters for all the information, links out to everything else that we do. So we hope that you will not just pass on through, but stick around a while with us for all the things on the channel, on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share, and any past episodes that you're interested in checking out, they're all in a playlist. So you can go to I Heard That, the full playlist. And from episode 1, season 1, we are now midway through season 4. You can get all of them on your own time.
Yes, we have fun around here. So if you start that playlist, I promise you, you're gonna stay there. So get comfy when you click that first episode you try. Go to the first episode. We've been having fun ever since.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, and glad to see, Carol, that your first time but not your last. We love to hear that. So we look forward to catching you back in the chat again sometime in the not too distant future, for sure. Everybody stay warm, stay safe. You know, we're not done with this winter thing yet. So we gotta take good care in our houses. And we hope to see you around here in another 2 weeks.